Hello, this is the tale of Alice in Wonderland syndrome. It's a rare condition that disrupts your brain's ability to process sensory input. The disruption affects how you perceive the size of things you see around you, the feel or look of your own body, or both. It can distort your sense of reality. Now, if you're wondering who it affects, it's most common in children, with some research studies indicating that two-thirds of cases happen in people under age 18. In addition to children, AIWS is more likely to happen in people with certain brain-related conditions. Now, you're probably wondering how common it is. It usually is rare. That's partly because there's limited research on how it often happens. Some available research indicates that up to 30% of teenagers experience the brief episodes of AIWS, but more research is necessary to determine if this is the case and why it's happening. One of the reasons why there's so little available research is that it's always almost temporary. Many of the conditions that causes it are short-lived, so the effects of AWS don't last long. But from 1955 to 2016, fewer than 200 cases lasted long enough and were serious enough to need direct medical attention. Experts also disagree that the exact criteria and symptoms for the condition. Currently, there are no accepted criteria for AIWS, so healthcare providers will often use their professional judgment to decide whether or not to diagnose it. Because of all these factors, experts believe this condition is commonly undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. How does Alice in Wonderland syndrome affect the body? Most experts organize the symptoms of AIWS into different types. While none of the types directly affect your body, one type can affect how your body feels or looks to you. That's because AIWS seems to disrupt your brain's ability to monitor your body for potential problems and changes. The three types of symptoms break down as follows. Disturbances in self-perception. People with this have trouble correctly perceiving the size and feel of their own body, after either the whole body or just specific parts. It also changes your sense of reality, your ability to feel, connected to your body and emotions in the passage of time. This form makes up about 9% of cases. Disturbances in visual processing. This affects how your brain processes what you see around you. This is the most common form, making about 75% of the cases. This is when you experience symptoms that affect both your self-perception and visual processing. It can also is a form of derealization. This is a form of disassociation when you feel disconnected from the world around you. Depersonalization. This type of dissociation makes you feel disconnected from your own body, thoughts, or feelings. Some people describe this as feeling like watching your own life in third person, as if you're watching from over your shoulder or outside of yourself. Feelings of being split into two, known as psychic duality. People often describe this as a feeling as if they're split into two. Disruption in sense of time. This changes their ability to judge the passage of time. People who experience this may feel that time is standing still, or as if time is greatly slowed or just speeded up. They can also see the changes in size, microsepia, changes in distance. Objects may appear closer or farther away than they actually are. Objects may appear smaller and seem to be moving farther away, paropsia. This is known And also, they can see people who are smaller than they actually are. Lilliputianism. This gets its name from the fictional tiny residents of the island, Lilliput, from the 1726 fantasy novel. Changes in object appearance. Objects can appear distorted. Straight lines can look wavy or squiggly. Lines that are level vertically or horizontally can look skewed or slanted. However, it can also cause migraines, migraine aura, cluster headaches, abdominal migraines, infections. Epstein-Barr virus can cause it. Influenza causes it. Lyme disease causes it. Scarlet fever causes it. And also it can cause seizures, strokes. You can also get it if you have schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, depressive disorder. Also, it can also just be a side effect of many drugs. Also, if you use like dextromorphine or montelukast or topiramate or just simple LSD or toluene. You can even get it from brain tumors, including certain cancers and certain brain diseases like Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. However, this is very rare. Is it contagious? No. However, it can happen with infections that spread between people, like the flu. I've never seen a certain case like that. Unfortunately, there's no way to diagnose AIWS conclusively. That's because the condition is rare and usually short-lived, so there is no official criteria for it. The most likely way a provider will diagnose this condition is by asking you questions about the symptoms you have. They'll also perform a neurological exam to determine if you're having any issues with other types of brain functions. They also recommend certain types of diagnostic tests to look for or rule out any brain-related conditions, some which are very serious that could cause AIWS. What tests, you probably are wondering, that can cause this condition? Imaging test and also magnetic, MRI scans anyways, lumbar puncture, EEG, visual effect potentials. Yeah, but like the most, like you could probably treat it if you ever find out like what's causing it. Okay,